Hi everyone, this is a video for Scorpio Sun, Moon and Rising for October the 7th to October the 13th. This is just a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate, that's completely fine. I do use astrological placements to inform the tarot, so hopefully it does resonate, but if not, it's fine, we just move on. I do want to apologise for the sound not being as good as usual. I lost my AirPods, so if it's a little bit echoey or dinny, I apologise, but hopefully by the next round of videos, it'll be fixed. So I'm going to talk about the astrological placements and then we'll look at the tarot for clarification. So for Scorpio, this is specifically for Scorpio rising, but it will apply to all Scorpio placements. So 7th to the 9th, we have Mercury and Venus in Scorpio, trining Mars in Cancer. If you're a Scorpio rising, that's your first house of Scorpio and 9th house Cancer. So this kind of suggests that you are trying to find a way that school or travel or your spirituality can support your needs. So you're trying to get more clarity on these kind of areas in your life. It also gives me the vibe of, if you're like commuting to work, you're trying to figure out if the commute to work is the way that you should be doing it, or if you can try and shorten the distance, that kind of thing. On the 9th, we have Jupiter stationing retrograde in Gemini, and for Scorpio rising, that's in the 8th house. So you might be reconsidering your investments or where your money's going, saving money, and kind of looking at what you've done over the past year with money and kind of like how it's influencing you. 12th to the 15th, we have Sun in Libra, 12th house, squaring Mars in Cancer on the 9th house. So mental health is kind of disrupted by either some kind of study, travel, or some kind of element of spirituality. So could be that your mental health is at odds with the way that you want to try and do your life. Sounds a bit odd, but there's a disruption there. So that's the astrology, but let's look at tarot for clarification and see what's going on for the rest of it. So let's get going, Scorpio. You should be feeling pretty good right now, Scorpio, because Venus is in Scorpio and it makes Scorpions more attractive and able to get things more easily. So it should be a pretty good time for you. So we've got the Chariot, talking of good times, the High Priestess of that spirituality. Four of Swords in reverse, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, Ten of Wands in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Queen of Swords in reverse, the King of Wands in reverse, Temperance in reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I don't get Temperance a lot, actually. It's a nice Sagittarius card. I'm just going to get an oracle from the Everyday Witch Oracle. And we've got Strength and Resilience. I quite like that, Strength and Resilience. So something that you need to be strong about and be resilient. Could be linked to that mental health factor, especially if there's a disruption between your spirituality and the way you're kind of operating. So let's have a look at the tarot and see what we can clarify. So I talked a little bit about kind of taking stock about finances and saving. And there's definitely some elements of that, particularly with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So this is like a new start where you're looking at perhaps not hoarding your money as much. So the Four of Pentacles is kind of like holding on to money for dear life, whereas the Ace of Pentacles is this nice new start with money. It's good communication when it comes to people that are helping you out with money. So this would suggest that you are definitely reflecting on the way that you make income, like your multiple streams of income, but actually maybe not holding on to money as much and actually saying, I've got a bit of money and I'm going to start spending it. And for others, this actually is looking at maybe saving money because you have been spending too much. But I see it more that you've actually done some saving and you want to like, not necessarily let your hair down, but you're like, I don't maybe have to save as much as I thought I was going to have to save. It's just looking back on investments, basically. There's also an interesting sense of trying to move ahead with something. I really get the sense this is... I get the sense it's more to do with the finance, to be honest. Like when I look at the rest of the deck, I'm like, this is more of a finance energy to me. So the Chariot is fiery and it's really fast paced. And so I think this is a nice energy because it's like, you can start moving ahead with your money because actually I think you've done really good. You made a couple of good steps to feeling more secure with your money. So you're actually able to move forward. It's kind of like, yeah, I've got money, so now I can actually move ahead with my plans. That's the kind of energy I get from that, from the tarot. Four of Swords in reverse with Ten of Wands in reverse. You're trying, I think if we link this to the Chariot as well, you're trying really hard to solve a problem, and for some reason it's just not really getting solved. And I think this is why you're trying to go inwards with your spirituality. And of course the ninth house, which we talk a lot about travel, but it is just generally movement and just, you know, traveling. But this would suggest that you are trying to be more active, you're trying to be more forceful with a situation, because you're not getting it solved. And so I think you need to actually look more within and use your intuition. And Scorpio is so good at doing that. Scorpio is literally the 8th house of just looking inward and just being like, yes. So I think you are going to be spending some time looking at your spirituality, how you compartmentalize your thoughts and your processes throughout life, and how you can use that to help you with the situation in which you're trying to move forward. There is a sense that this situation is like there's an illusion around it, like you've been trying to manifest, or there's some kind of decision to be made and you're not sure how to make it, especially with this Temperance card and the Wheel of Fortune. It's sort of like you're kind of trying to wait for fate to do it for you, and actually I think you need to be a bit more active. Seven of Cups, a lot of decisions to be made, a lot of illusion, again kind of linked to manifestation. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I think you want to take action with it, but it's almost like a laziness in a way, like, oh, the universe will sort it out for me, and I'm not sure that's the case here. And Temperance in reverse, being super impatient about it. So actually, maybe I'm going back on what I just said. I think this is more to do with you're trying to force something. You're manifesting a situation that you're maybe a little bit deluded by, should we say. Not in a derogatory way, but it's a little bit delusional. And you need to be a bit more patient with the situation and kind of take a bit more of a balanced view of it. So this could be linked to the spiritual perspective on this week's reading, where you need to be a little bit more, a bit more harmonious and balanced with the way that you're thinking about the situation. Because I do think you want it to work, but you're kind of like not sure how to make it work. Again, you're ready and you're forceful and you're like, yes, Chariot energy, let's go ahead. But it's almost like I'm going ahead, but I don't really know what the decision is that I want to make. Maybe I'm just a bit delusional about the situation. I think this could be a situation which it's a partnership for some kind of reason. I get a partnership. Could be to do with your spirituality and finances, but as a big bunch of you, I think that it's more about a person in your life, specifically like a male figure. It could be like a father figure for some of you, but for most of you, this is a relationship. That's been super immature and not very responsible, and has left you feeling like your ego's been hit and a bit self-concept's a bit low. Not necessarily low self-esteem, but like just a little bit of a hit that's dampened you. And so because of that, you're like, right, I don't want to be in this situation for much longer. I want to start pushing forward. So it's making you feel impatient. It's almost bringing up this tension. And I can feel it in my chest when I'm doing the reading. There's this tension that you're trying to just blurt out. And actually, I think you just need to step back, be more patient, take some time to have a spiritual perspective on it. Because there is a lot of fast-pacedness in this reading. And I think actually, maybe fast-pacedness is not the way to go. For some of you, it is. For some of you, you do need to charge ahead. But only you will know if that's you or not. For a lot of people here, I just see that you need to just put on the brakes. And let's reevaluate. Should I be going headlong into this situation off a cliff when actually I'm a bit delusional about the situation? So only you will know that. And then of course the Oracle, Strength and Resilience, which is just like, you know, I need to be resilient throughout this thing. And again, I think there's a lot of tension coming up, and you just need to be patient. And of course it takes a lot of strength to be patient, doesn't it? Because you want everything now. And actually I think you need to take some time to reevaluate this situation. Perhaps make a final decision, because again, this problem's not been solved. So I think you need to find some clarity, and I think you can only do that through really sitting with your thoughts. So yeah, I think that energy comes through quite clearly. Okay, Scorpio, that was kind of short and sweet, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Hopefully you'll have a lovely week, and if you did enjoy this video, give it a little like and maybe come back next week as well, and hopefully the audio is a little bit better too. But I hope you have a lovely week, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.